Good morning. Doing great, Adrian. We're excited about having you on the show. So,
Quite,
excellent. Few guitarists have left their mark on hard rock quite like Adrian Vandenberg. We are excited about having him on our show today. We're going to be discussing his new tour, My Whitesnake Years USA Tour 2026. He's got some great rock legends joining him, and Marco Menendez and Vinny Moore. We are excited about talking about that, but we're specifically excited about his performance at the Blue Note in Harrison, Ohio on August 21st. Adrian, thank you for joining us today.
oh, my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
So, you've been celebrated for over 40 years as one of the greatest guitarists in the history of rock and or hard rock. What emotions do you experience every night when you were out there on the stage?
No, it's never in my whole professional career, which I'm still surprised about. It is a professional career. That's what I love most. There's never ever been one night on stage where I switched to automatic pilot because it's what I love to do most. And for me, there's nothing like playing with a great band of musicians and or a band of great musicians and playing the kind of music that I love, and playing the kind of songs that I love. So yeah, I feel very privileged. I really do, every day when I get up, I would say I have to pinch myself every day, but not regularly. But I'm still doing this, and it's the people who allow me to do this, so I'm very grateful about it too.
You've played many unforgettable solos, but of course, the one that stands out is the Here I Go Again one. How does it feel to know that that song and others of yours have inspired generations to want to play the guitar?
Yeah, I have to say it's very, it's amazing, because whenever I think about, or even when I met big heroes of mine, like, for instance, Brian May. I had the pleasure of spending time with him several times, and Billy Gibbons and those guys. And whenever I meet them, I still feel like a fanboy, even though I've been around for a while. So I know what goes through people when you shake hands with people, not your stuff, and it keeps you humble. Is one thing, which is very easy for me because how I was raised, and be thankful for what I feel, being allowed to do. Look at
You co-wrote "Slip of the Tongue." What was your songwriting process for that album?
And I always start the same in a way. I always start with making a musical, an instrumental frame with riffs and possibilities for choruses and conversions. And I remember recording all that stuff on a four-track cassette recorder in my hometown in Holland. And then I flew over to David and both worked on those songs. David, of course, came up with the lyrics and bunch of vocal melodies, and he kind of wrestled us through every song, which was also always a very natural process because David and I realized in a very early period of working together that we have extremely similar background in musical taste, blues and rock and soul music and also classical music. So whenever we worked on a song, it was a very natural flow. It was never like a struggle of trying to piece stuff together that don't fit together. So it was a big pleasure because only with my band now, with the vocalist in my band, Michael Schenker, because I know him from his work with Amy Malmsteen, with Campbell Martin, those kind of band. That's the only time that I worked together with a vocalist on the song. Only the David and the Mom. For me, it's always been natural to write a complete song myself because when I'm working on the music, bits and pieces of lyrics kind of pop into my head, and I write it down or I put it on my iPhone. But with David, yeah, it was a very natural process.
Nice. Vandenberg, Whitesnake, and then of course now your solo work. How has your approach to playing guitar evolved, but still kept your signature sound?
That's a question. That makes me think actually. I started out with a lot of players with blues. That was something that been natural to me. I think I do remember a couple of pivotal moments, like the first time when I heard Iron May's solo on Killer Queen on one of the earlier albums. That really blew me away, and the same goes for a lot of Jim Beck stuff. So right now, the longer I'm playing, the more I realize that the style kind of evolves out of mismatch of all the stuff that you always like, and you put your own stamp on it. I basically look at it as, for instance, a chef, that uses all the ingredients that everybody knows, whether it's tomatoes, onions, potatoes, God knows what, and then still makes his own pie out of it, or his own pasta, or whatever it is. You have those 8 notes at your disposal, and I don't really think about it. What happens to me is that I try to translate it, the melodies that I hear in my head, I try to translate it to my guitar, and over the years, that evolves more and more into I think a more fluid situation, but also made a difference in my case is when during the recordings of Slip of the Tongue, I had a wrist injury, which created a situation that we had to bring in Steve Vai to finish the guitar parts on the song that I wrote with David. So it was very frustrating, of course, on one hand, but due to that wrist situation, I started playing more and more with the nails of my right hand. Them as a pick. That did have a serious influence on my playing because that way I'm not really, I can't really do something called alternate picking, where you pick each and every note with part. But one of the parts of my style before the injury. So that evolved. It made my playing evolve into a more fluid type of style, but still the same choice of notes and emotion and stuff. So, yeah, it's really interesting question.
Why, thank you. Adrian, we are so excited about your upcoming performance. My Whitesnake Years tour to the Blue Note in Harrison, Ohio on August 21st. My wife keeps bugging me about getting tickets for that. We are so excited. We look forward to coming up and seeing you perform up there.
Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to it. Finally to it. Thanks again. Can't wait to come back.
Thank you, sir. You have a good one. That was awesome. Adrian Vandenberg, guitar legend. We were lucky enough to have him on the show today. Like we were just saying there, my Whitesnake Years tour is going to be at the Blue Note in Harrison, Ohio on August 21st. So definitely join us up there. It's going to be one heck